Okay, so I want to welcome everyone to our Silhouette Secrets surprise bonus question and answer session. So anything newsletter marketing related that you guys want to bring up, have me go through, or have me address, that's what we're going to do right now. And we've got a recording, so I know that some people, the first thing they're going to say is, will this be recorded? I'm recording it right at this moment, so no worries on that. The only thing I want to say first off is, if you're viewing me right now and you're not a member of our Solo Ad Secrets little mastermind group, I don't know what you're waiting for. You got to get yourself over here and hang out because there's a lot of partying going on. But other than that, right now it's your time, so I'll take questions as they come. Alan says, "Can you walk us through the resources in your back office? I just want to ensure that I'm fully aware of what's there." Okay. So I'm going to go through the resources specific to Solo Ad Secrets. Awesome question to start out with. So if we go to courses and we go to Solo Ad Secrets and we let it load, this is the main Solo Ad Secrets course. Everything in this section, in other words, pertains to Solo Ad Secrets. Now, if you're also a Maximum Leverage member, you get, this and everything else that's inside of the inner circle. But you have the main course, you have the top converting solo ad and landing page templates. And to get into any of these particular posts or sections of the course, you just click the headline, you'll go in. This first video inside of the top converting solo ad and landing page templates is just a quick walkthrough. So if you want to see what the solo ad template looks like, you just click that. And by the way, someone asked me today, I can't download, they said they couldn't download the Solo Ad Secrets Solo Ad template, and all you got to do, the simplest thing to do, is just to go like that, download it, change it up, copy and paste it, open up like a little textbook in your own or notepad in your own computer, and you've got it. So that's the Solo Ad template. This is the actual formula. And it looks like the formatting is a little bit weird there. I'll go back and look and see why we got these weird little formatting things. But I think you guys can figure out what it is regardless. But this is a template, and you can just copy and paste it. Now, I also put it in a zip pack if you want to download it, but I like things quick, and this is easier for me. All right. So this is a zip pack where you can download it. Here's the landing page. And here's the deal, guys. I actually want to add some value to you right now. Now, in terms of landing pages, remember, I'm always split testing different things. And at the time that I put Solo Ad Secrets together, this format, which is the exact same format that I have over at MaximumLeverage.com, this is not the current control. So this is not the highest converting format anymore. What is the highest converting format right now that I'm currently split testing is even simpler. And in fact, let me go to the split tests and show you guys this. And Alan, I still remember we're on track. I'm just trying to throw things in that I think are important as we're going through. So that's the next test. All these split tests, I share the results back with the folks in the inner circle once I get them. So once this test is done, the inner circle guys will get the results of that. But here is the test that kind of proved our new control. So the original version looked kind of like what I have for you guys, which was this one. This was what I changed, and then there was another version. But as you can see here, there's a new version of the landing page which actually converts almost 17% more than the former control. So let me show you guys exactly what that is. And if you remind me, because I know that's what you're going to say, well, what's the difference in the template? If you remind me, I'll update that for you. Now, this is the current control. The only difference is, actually, this is one of the versions that I'm testing, excuse me. I'll show you the actual current control. I got the split testing on, so I'll have to do it this way. I'll show you guys over here. Our current control is this. So essentially, it's the exact same control landing page that I had for you guys, except for I removed the logo at the top that actually increased conversions. And the opt-in form, I just took away the name field and made the email field larger. Those three changes are what are getting me at this point in time currently about 17% more leads, excuse me, than I was getting before. So updating that for you guys. So hopefully that is valuable. And let's go back here to maximum leverage. All right, so inside of Solo Ad Secrets here, guys, we have your templates and the zip file for the templates. If you wanted to update to the most current, literally all you do is you remove the top part, the logo and the little HR divider on that page, and now you've got an even higher converting page. For those of you that don't know how to do any of the basic HTML stuff, like uploading via FTP or just using simple WYSIWYG HTML editors, I included this video here, which is actually a complete training on lead capture page creation. So if you have any questions, I'd suggest you watch this. It's about, I think, almost 2 hours, but it's thorough. It's completely thorough on creating landing pages, and it should help you a ton. And that's just something I added in post, just because I thought it would help. Then you guys also have the results from my top 5 ads, my top 5 newsletter ads. You guys have some surprise bonuses like paid media secrets, the money tree method. Paid media secrets is a live presentation I gave at the Live the Dream event back in, I believe, November in Las Vegas. The money tree method is unique because this is a training that I did for my maximum leverage guys right after I had taken maximum leverage itself from 0 to about $128,000 per month from scratch in about 5 months. So it's me recounting all the different steps that I took to get there from behind the scenes, like I do everything. I think it's really valuable. In fact, I'm in the process of turning it into its own product. So it's here for you free, surprise bonus. Same thing with immediate traffic now. If I want to go get traffic quickly, what am I going to do? These are the things that I'm going to do. And then last but not least, if you go to page 2, what you will find is my 1,000 lead per day source. And I always like to give a little bit more than I say that I will. So not only do you have Mr. Paul McLean's contact information down here, but I did an interview with him a little while back, and I included that. It's all about newsletter marketing, and it's really valuable, especially when you're thinking about doing an ad out to a really big source. So that's everything that's included inside of the Solo Ad Secrets package, except for our group. So that should answer your question, Alan. Hopefully that goes through everything for you. All right, so we're on to Carrie. Carrie asks, I'm about to start researching newsletters. My niche is network marketing moms. Any specific suggestions related to that niche? So, Carrie, here's what I'll do, because I'm giving you guys some of my favorite resources as is right now, and they specifically are targeting that group of people that you're talking about. So here's what I'll do. I don't like to just throw stuff out there, but what I will do for you is if you come in here to Solo Ad Secrets as your finding list and say, hey Dagan, have you tried this one yet? I'll let you know. Okay? So I'd rather have you work a little bit than just have me give you places to go right off the back. Now with that said, Carrie, I'll give you one. To Work at Home is a great newsletter. I actually haven't advertised here in a few months, but it used to be one of the ones that I always advertised to. The reason I haven't isn't because the quality of the newsletter is going down or anything. It's just my focus has been elsewhere. I just really got to go and re-up. So Sharon, who runs this newsletter, is a great woman, and very cool person. And so for working moms and network marketing moms, this is a great resource. Just a quick little hint for you. Maybe if you go into things like this, you go to the resource section on websites like To Work at Home, you might find some work at home mom sites, just a hint. Okay. So Carrie, hopefully that helps. My first question is, the first week of the month just the best month? Okay, so Mark is asking, what's the best time of the month to send out a big solo ad? Now, I think that people will argue both ways. There's this day is the best day or that day is the best day. And then there are people that don't really care. I'm of the school that I don't really care. I just kind of want to go in and do an ad. Like, for instance, I just had a newsletter ad go out today. And the guy, before I purchased it from him, he said, Deagan, July 5th, right after the 4th of July, is probably the worst day possible for you to do a solo mailing. So I don't really want you to do that day. But I said, to the contrary, that's the exact day that I want to do it with you, because this is a first test for me. So I'd rather hit you where you think you're weak and then do a second mailing where you think you're strong, and then I can get an overall feel for how your newsletter performs for me. So I am time or day agnostic individually, but from a rational standpoint, Mark, beginning of the month is always good, because the rationale is that's when people just got paid and all that sort of stuff. So if you time your ad supposedly around when people have money, which is the beginning of the month and right after the 15th of the month, then you should have a higher conversion. I've never tracked that closely. It just hasn't been that important to me, but that's the rationale. So use it as you like, and that's my take on it. Hopefully that answers the question, Big Mark. Rich is asking, what is the difference between Aweber and HyperTracker? That's a very good question. And guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm hesitant to do this, but I'm going to do this and work it out. Let me answer Rich's question first, and I'll let you know what I'm going to do for you guys. I think will be valuable. So the difference between Aweber, you can go to Aweber, and a website, like HyperTracker, is Aweber is an autoresponder. So, Rich, when you go out and you do a newsletter ad and you send traffic to a landing page and then people opt in, they're opting into your Aweber autoresponder account. So it's where all your leads, email addresses are kept in a database so you can contact them. HyperTracker is a completely different type of a tool. It is a tracking tool. So you will send your traffic through your HyperTracker link, and that will tell you how much traffic you got compared to how many leads opted in and how much money you made once you have your tracking pixels right. So one creates a database of prospects for you. The other lets you track your marketing metrics so you know what's going on when you're out there advertising. So just two different tools. Hopefully that helps, Rich. Now, here's what I was going to say in terms of what Rich just brought up. And I want to see if I can find this. I might not still have it. So if I have it, I'll see what I can do to get this to you guys. If not, then I don't know what I'll do. But we'll just check first. So let's go to Deagan's favorites, and let's go to my products. And these are the resale rights. So I have, I do. Okay. So, Rich, if you remember what I just said, HyperTracker is a tracking tool. It's a third-party ad tracking tool. So you pay for it on a monthly basis, or you pay for it on a yearly basis. You go in, you log in, and you use their links. Another type of tracking solution that you can have is what's called a server-side tracking solution. So if any of you guys have your own website, your own hosting account, things of that nature, I actually have resale rights to one of the top selling server-side ad tracking solutions. And I'll actually try to go to that website real quick here for you. So yeah, this is basically like having HyperTracker on your own domain name. And if you were to go out there and buy it, I'm not sure how much it costs anymore. Let's see. $97 or $77. But I bought rights to it. It cost me, I think, $4,500 or something like that. And but I haven't really ever pushed it out there. I probably should do a sale for it, to be honest. But I have it, in other words, and I can give you guys access to this if you want to do your own ad tracking on your own server for your own hosting account. Now, here's the two caveats. I'm going to give it to you with all the instructions. I'd really prefer, if you want this, to go through if you guys could go through the instructions and try to do it on your own, because the last thing I want to do, because I got a ton of stuff to do, you know, just we're all entrepreneurs, we're all busy, is have to set up like 50 different people's tracking accounts for them. So if I'll give it to you for absolutely free, I'll send you this little zip pack and it's yours. If you want help and you can't do it, then we'll have to figure something out. I want to give it to you to use if you can use it, but I don't want to be like setting all these things up, which I hope you guys can understand. So it's a $77 additional surprise bonus for you guys that want it. And I know the question is probably going to be asked, Dagan, why do you use HyperTracker over AdTrackZ when you own the rights to this piece of software? And the answer is, when I'm doing really high level traffic, and you know, a lot of traffic coming to the website, I like to have my tools being third-party sources. The reason for that is it creates more security for me. It makes things easier. It's not my fault if something goes wrong. In other words, it's the fault of HyperTracker. And so I found that sort of a formula to work better when I'm doing things on a big level. But you know, as you guys are starting and doing things, I mean, until you're generating like 500 to 1,000 leads per day consistently, this is perfectly fine. And even then, it's perfectly fine. It's just a preference that I have. So that is your surprise. If you want it, here's what you got to do. All I ask that you do is shoot me a quick video about what you think about solo ad secrets, and send me that video like a YouTube video. Send me the link to the YouTube video via Facebook to PM me, and I'll send you this for free. So it's a quick little surprise. So Rich is asking, do you need both Aweber and HyperTracker? Yes. You need your own autoresponder. Every online business needs its own autoresponder, and every online business needs its own tracking. You can go without tracking. You can't go without an autoresponder. So one's more important than the other. And so that's the answer. Carrie says, you rock. Thanks, Dagan. I love the course. Awesome. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. So Lydia's asking if you guys can market Solo Ad Secrets, that course anymore. You said you wanted to sell 151 copies only. Am I right? So yeah, Lydia, right now that course is off the market. It's only you guys that are here and those guys that have access to that component, that portion of the course, and maximum leverage that can buy it. Maybe in 3 months or 6 months we'll open it up again, but right now it's closed just to you guys. All right, Mark, great question. So Mark is asking, is there a saturation effect that we should fear about when advertising in the same publication and people seeing the same message over and over again? And the answer is yes, there is certainly a saturation effect at a point. But I feel totally safe advertising in a mid-size newsletter, meaning less than 100,000 people, once a month, And if that newsletter is bigger, like let's say 300 to over a million, 300,000 to over a million people, I feel comfortable advertising in that publication more often than once a month. And really it comes down to, Mark, more than how large the list is, how fast they're bringing new subscribers into that list. So a question that you can always ask and should ask publishers when you're getting ready to go out there and place an ad is, on a daily basis, how quickly is your list growing? How many new subscribers are you bringing onto the list? And, by what methods are they coming onto the list? And that will give you a very good indication of how fresh, how responsive, and how often you should be mailing that list. For instance, if it's let's say 100,000 person mailing list and they're growing by 200 people per day, feel safe mailing that list. I would say more often than a month, but very, very safely mailing it once a month and having same sort of phenomenal results month after month. Like I said, DEMC is one of my favorite newsletters. I think their subscriber base only grows by maybe 500 people per month, but I have an ad that goes out with them every single month, and every single month does well for me. So, Mark, hopefully that answers your question from several different angles. But I wouldn't hit the same list over and over again with the same offer more than a month, depending on the factors I just threw out there. How quickly is that list growing? And you can get that information from publishers simply by asking. So Thomas is asking, are all the newsletters you use online? Or are there some print type newsletters? Would you expect print snail mail newsletters to have more loyal members, or does it matter? So the equivalent of online newsletter advertising offline, Thomas, would be postcard mailing. And if you're an Inner Circle member, I've got a treat for you, because not only do we have a bunch of postcard marketing stuff inside of the Inner Circle, but tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing kind of an underground guy who is very, very good at postcard marketing using what's called the push one method, which means it's a postcard that sends people to a 24-hour recorded line or a live answer recorded line where people can, if they like the message on the postcard, call in and order the product right then and there. And that's working well for this guy in a big way. He's mailing hundreds of thousands of pieces of letters, of postcards out every single month, and he's going to share that with the Inner Circle, with me, which I'm going to make available, of course, to the Inner Circle members as soon as I do that interview. So, back to your question at hand specifically. Oh, by the way, guys, let me show you guys this. This is pretty cool to me. For those of you that are Inner Circle members, I've been doing a buttload of interviews here recently and learning some really cool stuff about all different areas of marketing. So if you are an Inner Circle member, I want you to explore the Inner Circle section because there's so much cool stuff. Jeff West, Brian Garvin, if you want to create your own blog, amazing interview in terms of content. Russell Brunson, if you don't know who Russell's a genius. I'll tell you, from this Russell Brunson interview that I did a couple weeks ago, I implemented a couple things in my business that other members will see, that the members of Maximum Leverage will see in terms of some of the breakthroughs and all the different journal stuff I share by video, that it's already made me, at this point, over $7,000 making one little change. So there's all sorts of valuable stuff in Russell's interview. Adam Holland, PPV, awesome. But I pulled up this directly because I really wanted to go to Jeff Gardner. If you guys don't know who Jeff is an amazing and very long-term direct response marketer in the home business niche. He specializes in offline marketing. And the interview I did with this guy is like one of those that's one in a million. You won't find it anywhere else. And along with that, what makes this interview really valuable is how generous Jeff was in sharing his lead generation stuff with us. So, in other words, we're talking about different things he does offline to generate leads and sales. And I said, Jeff, can you share some of that? And he said, absolutely. And so here's some of the cool stuff that is in there for Inner Circle members. Like, I mean, where else do you see a winning 4-page letter like this unless you know a guy like me who's an insane nut and interviews these guys and asks for this stuff. So that's another cool thing that's in there for you, Thomas, if you want to go offline. Now, Thomas, here's the deal. In terms of of newsletter marketing and postcard marketing, they're different. Postcards, you buy the list, and you go to a list broker to get the list. Then you have to print the postcards. Then you have to pay for the mailing of those postcards to that list. And you can only do it once, and then you have to buy the whole list again. And so there's lots of hard costs involved there. And I would really suggest not going to the direct mail route unless you're pretty proficient and you've got a pretty decent budget to go out there and play with. I would say $3,000 to $5,000 to start playing and testing. So hopefully that is helpful. Oh, one more thing that I want to share with you guys I think is cool, and I'm going to actually turn into a course at some point, is if we go here to the breakthrough section inside of Maximum Leverage, every single thing I did in the Solo Ad Secrets product launch, I chronicled. So if you guys want to see like how that launch actually went down from the back end, go to this post in the breakthrough section called the silent launch inside of the inner circle, and I think you'll be very surprised and excited and happy by what you see and how I kind of present this stuff. So just some cool stuff that I wanted to make sure you guys know about. So Alan says, why is HyperTracker better than Bitly? Alan, I don't know much about Bitly, so I couldn't answer that question. I'm a human, so I'm a habitual creature in a lot of ways, and HyperTracker does a job for me, so that's why I use it. I mean, there's no reason for me to switch until like something's broken or I need something way better, and HyperTracker does its job perfectly for me. So I wish I could answer it. I don't know the answer. Okay, so Rob has a specific question. And Rob, here's what I'd ask you to do with this question. Rob's question is this an appropriate time to ask whether there is anyone in this group interested in building their list and customer base in Brazil? This is an absolutely appropriate time and place to ask that, but not the right format, because in order for you, Rob, to get answers from that question, I have to like read everyone's questions and responses to that question. So way better if you just go to the Solo Ad Secrets Mastermind group here and you just say, hey, guys, I'm in Brazil. I'm building stuff in Brazil. Do we have any other Portuguese members, that want to mastermind specifically on that marketplace, or, Brazilian Portuguese speaking members? So that would be my advice, my man. All right, let's keep it rolling. Next one. This is from Mark Tetzner. Next one, significant change in conversion, redirecting to an offer versus just broadcasting the offer later. So, yeah, let me see if I read into that question correctly. You're asking me if you should, when people opt in, redirect them to an offer immediately after opting in, compared to sending them emails to that offer later. And my answer is you should do both. With Maximum Leverage, if you notice, after people opt in, they go to the Maximum Leverage sales video, and then when things are normal, I'm writing emails that are saying, hey, you should probably check out the inner circle. So both is the answer. So yeah, Rob has another tracking solution. Yeah, guys, I mean, I definitely suggest if you guys have tracking solutions, explore, use what works best for you. I'm happy as long as you're tracking, you know what I mean? So do some personal research, ask other folks in the group if you're looking for stuff. All I ask is that you don't just blatantly post some stuff that seems promotional in nature, because that kind of messes up the vibe of the group. okay? Okay, Thomas is saying send something to me and I'll do a screen recording and see if that can add value on top of what the instructions can provide. Give me more info on that, because I'm sure that's something that I was talking about a long time ago, and then you typed it in, and now we're past wherever that was correlating to. But yeah, whatever it is, I'll do what I can to help. Oh, here's one thing. I mean, so in terms of sources for doing newsletter ads, I did a little post here for one place. Where is it? It's down in here somewhere. All right. Here's one of the videos I did. There's a little website called SafeSwap, and I did a video in here somewhere. There it is. SafeSwap, and that's this is a place where you can do list swaps. So if you've got a small list and you want to grow that list by having other people mail your offer and you in turn mailing their offer, it's a great resource to go into because it's free. Let's say you do a couple of newsletter ads and you build your list to say 800 or 1,000 people. Let me show you guys inside of SafeSwap. SafeSwaps. If we log in here, there's all sorts of people in several different categories. So first off, if you're like me, one of the main categories is if you want to search for solo mailings. So here's a list of people within this website, 3 pages long, that will sell you clicks. So that's more resources for you right there in that regard. In terms of ad swaps, there's just pages and pages and pages of people. And so I think it was Rob who asked about Brazil. It is a perfect place to say, hey, is anyone in SafeSwap building a Portuguese-based newsletter? Because I'd love to do a swap with you. Okay. So it's a great resource for those two things. And honestly, there's just lots of stuff that we could go into on that. But I just wanted to show you guys behind the scenes on it. And the cool thing is, especially with the solo mailings, they have a rating system, right? So you can say, I wonder if this guy's trustworthy, right? Because there's one ad that I did. I mean, even me, I'm pretty schooled at this, but there's one ad that I placed in the last month, paid $300 for it, made contact with the newsletter publisher, even talked to them after paying and giving them the ad copy. Everything seemed cool. The ad should have gone out 2 weeks ago. Still hasn't gone out. Every now and then I make mistakes too. Not make mistakes, but not everyone can be totally trusted. So this is not a perfect world, but it's a great world when you can play correctly. And this is one of those scenarios where you have a lot of ratings, you have a lot of other people watching, and if they don't do right, then everyone will know. Okay. So Thomas said, awesome. I used to do postcard marketing in another life with good results. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole nother topic we could go into, man. I want to leave that alone for right now. But yeah, if you've got familiarity with postcard marketing, that would be like the offline equivalent of newsletter marketing. And I would say that over things like space ads in magazines, because I personally paid for some space ads in magazines, not extensively. It's not been a big thing I've done, but I've done it. I've dabbled. And postcards did convert better. Both are expensive compared to what we can do here with, 100 clicks for $30. You know what I'm saying? Cheap, super cheap. Very expensive compared to that, but the lead quality is good when you do it right. Very cool. Okay, so let's see what we got going. Good question. Carrie's saying there's a lot of Google Analytics code in the maximum leverage lead capture page template that I gave you. Carrie says there's a lot of Google Analytics code on the maximum leverage landing page that I gave you. Do you use that or just delete it? Yeah, just delete it. I just basically took my landing page and said, here it is, use it. So any code that's there, get rid of it. It's not necessary. I can clean it up if you guys want me to, but it's just that basic format that is what converts. So that's the whole point. All right, so Alan says, what does the inner circle cost? I always like these sorts of questions. The inner circle is $97 for the first month, or depending on how you came in. Like some people, you could have joined the inner circle buying into Solo Ad Secrets, and a lot of people did, for a $2.95 7-day trial. After the trial period, whether it's 14 days for $20 or 7 days for $3 or 30 days for $97, the regular monthly is $197. So $197 a month after the trial period. But there's lots of cheap ways to get in. And I do that so that you can get in and say, hey, is this worth it? Do I really like this? Does this guy Deagan really jive with how I want to do things? To give you a chance to really dig into it. As you guys can probably see with Solo Ad Secrets, and just the way I kind of have been running things here, I'm probably a little bit more hands-on than a lot of other people out there, and I don't have any fear in terms of showing you guys behind the scenes to help you see with more clarity where results are. So if you're a marketing nut and you want to just decipher that puzzle, what I do all day is sit around and think about, how can I make this better? And then I try stuff, and then when it works, I shoot a video, or when it especially doesn't work, I shoot a video, and it's part of the inner circle. In fact, here's the last thing I'll say. So this is, I think this is awesome. I wish I had seen something like this myself. That's typically why I put stuff together. But another training that I just did that I think is equally as important, because I've had people asking me questions about copywriting and things like that. This is actually our next upcoming training, which is webinar recruiting. But if I go in here and I go to the event archive, the last training I did was called Story Selling Secrets, and it's about how to use story in your copy to really resonate with people on a higher level and in a different and more pleasant way than we're accustomed to. And I really think you guys will get a lot out of it. So that's there for you if you're an Inner Circle member too. But there's just all sorts of stuff. And guys, if you're an Inner Circle member, here's the thing I want to stress to you is, let me go inside of one of these. Anytime you have a question, like I wonder if there's stuff about banner advertising. All you have to do is like do a quick little Google search, banner ads. Click search. And through the power of Mother Google, all the stuff, as you can see, that I have inside of the inner circle that pertains to banner ads pops up. So anything, literally anything marketing related, do a quick search and you will find a lot of it inside of the inner circle. It's literally like, it's like a library. It's like a resource base. There's just tons of stuff in there. So yeah, Randy's asking, are Solo Ad Secrets members part of the inner circle? I answered that. Some of them made the choice to take the $2.95 trial, and if so, then you are. If you didn't, and you just got Solo Ad Secrets, then you are not. So just showing you kind of behind the curtains of my little madness. All right, so E2 is asking, what do I look for when I split test? So great question, and we'll go over to the website optimizer. So here's a split test that I'm running. You look, when you're doing a split test, to have a control version. So something that consistently converts well for you. And you look to change one specific thing between the control, the best converting offer that you have, and something else to see if you can beat that control. So as an example from one of the split tests that I'm running right now, The question that I ask myself is, if this is our current top converting landing page, what happens if I change stuff up a little bit? I unbold some stuff, I highlight some other stuff, and I bold other stuff, and I underline some stuff. Does that affect conversions? I didn't change the text, I didn't change anything like that. I just changed the highlighting and the emphasis on some of the points. That's a split test. Compared to the control, which converts better? And when you do that, you find some interesting things. You can do this with any component in your funnel. I've done it. I'm focusing on landing pages right now because it's really fun for me. But you can do it for anything in your funnel. I've done split tests on order forms, on sales videos, on OTOs, on anything, everything. And you learn some cool stuff. And sometimes these split tests act a little weird for you. Like this split test, the whole time, up until here, which was several days, the original version of this landing page was winning. But now recently, this new version of my landing page, which has the highlights and stuff, is winning now. I don't know why, but eventually I'll know which one works better, because there will be a statistical significance winner at the end of all this. And it's another one of the benefits of the inner circle is, like I said, if you go into what's working now, I have an entire split test library, which I'm going to be turning into its own membership in the future, where you just get the results of all of my split tests. So instant conversion boost, you know what I mean? And so you're just looking to change one thing. And when you get a winner, that becomes your new control. And then from that new control, you change one other thing. And you keep playing that way. That's the simplest way, I think the most powerful way to do split tests. And so hopefully that answers the question, E2. So Joel is saying, should you guys be using Google Optimizer to run your split tests on your capture pages? I like it. It's really simple to use. Like everything else, there's lots of different versions and types of things that do the same thing that Optimizer does. But I like Optimizer. It does what I want it to do. It's free, and that's why I would say people should start with it. It's really simple to do, simple to use, and there's lots and lots of trainings in the inner circle on how to set up split tests, and you can do a search in there and you can find them. So I won't waste time on that right here, but it's one of the most powerful things that you can do. Get leads, continue to split test to see what works better. Okay, and here's the other thing about some of my split tests. As you can see here, I mean, this split test so far has taken almost 800 leads, and I think actually if we go back here, it's over 800 leads to get to where it is now. 879 leads to get to where it is now. That's a lot of leads, right? That's a lot of leads to run through to get to a point where one's winning by 5%. So in other words, by going through the split tests that I have available for you guys, and you don't have to go through and get all these leads, because if you do that in dollars and cents, that's a lot of dollars and cents that you had to spend to get to here, instead of just taking what I have and running with it. So do split tests yourself because they're fun, but I've done some of the hard work for you. So Ola wants to know what's the typical lead conversion rate from a solo ad. So traffic to lead conversion is, I don't like to see less than 30%. I typically, with a decent newsletter, see between 40 and 50% traffic to lead. So that would be the answer. But below 30 is fine, but you want to see at least 30, up to 40, 50 or better. There's definitely situations where there's close to 60% conversions or higher. But that's the answer. Okay, so Rich is saying, I haven't looked at the templates yet, but I see a lot of graphics in your ads. Are those graphics available to use? Are those other graphics available? Can we develop our own graphics? So, Rich, good question. I don't know exactly which graphics you're talking about, other than if you're talking about the maximum leverage logo. That's the only graphic that I have on my landing page. Let's see if we can find one of those landing pages again. Yeah, this is the only real graphic that I have. I mean, if you want to use the click here to continue button, honestly, I mean, I took that off of someone else's website a couple years ago. So E2, to your question of split testing, this would be a perfect element for me to split test because I haven't in a while. Why would this particular button be better than a different button? I don't know. You got to test it. So perfect split test. In terms of the other graphics like this, that's my maximum leverage, business logo. So why you guys would want to use that? You can if you want to. No, I would say don't because it would just confuse people unless you're generating leads for me. If you want to get your own graphics created, there's a website that I like to use called 99Designs. And again, I go through all this stuff, like everything. There's nothing in marketing online that I literally haven't gone through that's not inside of the inner circle other than Facebook marketing. I haven't really focused on that. But in terms of getting your own graphics created, I typically will go to 99Designs, which is this website here. And let me see here. Let me log in so I can show you some of my stuff. Hopefully it makes it easier for you. And we'll go to my projects. So I'll typically go here, guys, and I'll have a banner created or a graphic or a logo created. And if I like the person that created that logo or graphic for me, I'll get their personal email address and then I'll start sending them work outside of this maximum leverage world. So, or outside of this 99Design world. So quicker, they get paid more and faster, and we work one-on-one. So I cherry pick. I come here, I do a job, pay full price, and then I say, you know what, I really like your work. Can we work one-on-one? What's your email address? And then I start to work with people that way. So I'll show you guys some of the banners that I've had put together just recently, just because I think this is kind of fun. We go over here to the desktop, go to marketing, and let's go to advertising. Go to banner ads. So here's a cool banner. These are funny banners for me. Let's go to 250 by 250. Let's open this with Chrome. So these are just some graphics, in other words, Rich, that I had created for me out of the blue. I just said, hey, let's create some banners with some kittens and dogs and let's see what happens. And so that's what I did. Now I got banners that run on the internet and look like that. And I think it's funny. All right, let's see if I can pull up another one that these ones I'm actually really excited about because I just had these done and I really like the way that they look. If I go here and I open with Chrome again, these are some other banners that I had created. Look like YouTube videos, and I just really like them. So there's all sorts of stuff that you can do. The path to getting those things done in my business is what I just shared with you. Going to 99Designs, asking, doing a project for a logo or graphic of any particular type, going through the process, and you'll see, I'll show you guys this. If we go in here, you'll see, like I just basically said, I want some banner ads that look like XYZ, that look like a gift, and show me what you guys got. And I got all these different people submitting all these different sorts of banners for me. And then I had them improve them. Like some of them, let's see here, like this person, I was like, I like this, but it's too wordy. Can we make it better? And this person too, I like this, but it's too wordy. Can we make it better? That's my fault, right? And I ended up with that person making that other banner looking like this, choosing them as a winner. And the other one that I showed you prior, this is what they changed that to. It looks way better. And, this designer I work with all the time. In fact, this designer is the person that designed those two banners that I just showed you. And it's just because I pulled them off and I said, hey, let's work together. Okay? So hopefully that answers that question in a very specific way. So E2 wants to know, after you split test and you have a winning landing page, when is it safe to scale up? It's always safe. So that's that's a hard question for me to answer. Scaling isn't based on split testing, it's based on profitability. So a good rule of thumb, if you want to scale up to the highest levels possible, like everyone's mailing your stuff, you're in all the networks, you're getting thousands of leads per day, you want to create a per click value, an EPC, of at least $1.50 to $2.50 per click. So that means if you do a newsletter marketing campaign and you go back and you look at the per click value of that newsletter ad for you and it's over $1.50, you can scale pretty big. So all that sort of info is, you can look inside of your HyperTracker account and it'll tell you how much you're making per click or earning per click, EPC. So hopefully that answers the question. All right, so when placing ads in various newsletters, should I use the same ad in all of those newsletters to test which newsletter converts better, or should I place various ads at the same time? Lydia, great question. Lydia, what I like to do is I like to test different variations of ads in the same newsletter. So the same way that I'll split test landing pages, I'll split test elements of my solo ad with the same newsletter. So maybe I'll have a headline that's slightly different from another headline. Make sense? So an example of that is, and I don't want to go through all this because we're kind of running down on time and I want to make sure that I get everyone's questions answered. Let me see if I can go in here and find something for you. All right. So if I go in here and I check for, let's do self-growth. Oh, that's your boy Big Russell Brunson responding to one of my emails. Very good. All right, let's see here. All right, so here we go. You can see this, guys. This is me split testing different subject lines in the same newsletter. You see? The only difference here is this. Winning in the online home business arena versus the money tree method. And the lesson is, this is how you should test too. I know everyone's curious, so they want to know what does better, and this is the one that won. This was a control that I used in every single newsletter ad that I placed. So do I place different ads in different newsletter? No. If I find an ad that's converting the way that I like it, it is the same ad that I place in this newsletter, that I place in the next newsletter, that I place in the next newsletter, but within each newsletter, I'll split test. So today, last week I found out that this is my new control subject line. So next week, tomorrow, when my DEMC ad goes out, I asked Abby to switch up the headline, the subject line, to this. So that now I'm going to be going with the best of what I got. So Lydia, hopefully that answers your question and does it in a very real-time sense. Alrighty. So let's keep it rolling. E2, see you later. You said you had to go buy some groceries. No worries, guys. This will be recorded for you, so don't worry about that. Thomas is asking, when split testing, are you running both ads on the same newsletter, just alternating them? Or do you put one version of one newsletter while putting... Okay, so let me answer that question. I just showed you how I split test different headlines. Now, when I'm sending traffic to the landing page, that traffic is going to a live landing page split test. So tomorrow when that DEMC ad hits, it's going to go to this split test. So I'm going to get more data between which of these two is better. Make sense? And see, here's the funny thing with split tests. One final thing I'll say before moving on to the next question is sometimes you'll create versions of your landing page that you're like proud of and you think are really extra cool. Like for instance, this one I really liked. I'm gonna go back and test it again because I like it so much. But this one got demolished in my split test. People don't even care about testimonials. All they want in terms of where our conversions are concerned is like something curiosity boosting and a simple way to move forward. You add anything else, make them stop and think about it, and conversions are hurt for that. So I wish this would win. It looks cooler, but it doesn't win. So you can't go with it. Okay. All right. So Rich has something he's saying here. Just a general comment to Deagan. I've just started with your program, and I feel like I'm getting a Harvard MBA marketing degree, but paying a lot less with much better potential. Thank you for being such an internet marketing geek. Dude, thank you. I like this stuff, so I totally appreciate that. I think that maximum leverage, when applied, success story after success story, pays you better than a Harvard MBA, just like you said. So it's all here for you guys. Thank you so much, Rich. All right, so now we have Hyacinth. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. People get my name wrong all the time too. The question is, I have a lot of offline new team members in my network marketing business. None of them have an autoresponder. However, I'd like to set up a co-op so people can start getting leads and start promoting the business. Any suggestions? Yeah, so here's how we think about this from an entrepreneurial standpoint. We have two directions that we can go. Problem is, as you just stated, is you have a lot of people that are eager and ready and want to build. But the problem is they're offline people and have no idea how to do things online. So we have two options. Do we teach them to use the online methods, or do we do and take control of the offline methods for them, the online methods, for them, and serve them what they're used to? If the goal is speed, then our answer is we take control of that online component. So my answer would be this. This is how I would do it. I had a whole bunch of people offline that were eager and ready to build. They don't know how to do the online stuff. I wouldn't try and make them learn it because that's going to create a huge job for you. What I would do is I would create a marketing co-op for them where you generate the traffic and the leads in the database, and on a daily basis you just split up the leads. So here's how you would do it. You'd create your own landing page. Now it wouldn't be like this because with just an email they can't handle that info. You would have to have a landing page that had email, name, address, possibly address, but at least email, name, and phone number. And then every day as results came in, you would then divide those leads by sending them an email to the folks that are in the co-op with you to make contact with. You should not set the expectation that they're going to get XYZ amount of leads. You should set the expectation that there's a huge opportunity for them to get high quality leads online, and you can help them get them by just partaking in your co-op. And I would say blatantly, look, I don't know how this is going to go, but I think if we start at a share cost of XYZ, and I show you guys what I'm doing, we can get some very good value out of this, and I'm going to divide everything equally. So if you're not happy with the results, just let me know. I'll let you, I'll give you your money back. It's for your team. So that's how I would approach it. Hopefully that is valuable for you. Eric Irby had to roll out. He's got to do another webinar. Thanks, Eric, man. Like I said, the recording will be here for you. North, absolutely same thing. I know you guys got things to do, so we'll close this up really soon. So Thomas, and I think this is the last question I'm seeing. So Thomas, this is the last question. If you guys have final questions after Thomas's question here, we'll go for 10 more minutes. Then I'll dismiss class, and we'll keep things going over in the, okay, let me close that out. over in the discussion board. We'll keep things rolling here. So yeah, it looks like we got some other stuff going here. See, yeah, this is what I don't. Yeah, I don't want you guys really like posting affiliate links like that. I mean, it just takes away from the group itself, and lets other people kind of say, maybe it's okay if I post links too, and that will degrade the quality of our group. I don't want that to happen. So, Al, if you can remove this post, that would be cool, and just say, hey, look, I'm using a web tracking source that I really like. If you're interested in it, then I can share more info about it with you personally. I just want to keep things clean and authentic, guys. So Al, please take care of that. If not, I'll remove it. And you know, if you aren't here right now, I'll tell you later when you say, hey, where'd that go? Okay, so Thomas's question, and then we'll do a couple more, is Deagan, I think I'm getting it on split testing concept. It looks like you submit both versions of the capture page to the split testing service provider, and they ensure that the traffic gets split in a way such that there is an accurate comparison. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's exactly how you do it. In fact, I'll emphasize this one last time. Let's say we go here. If you are an Inner Circle member and you do, you know, how to set up a split test, set up a and you do a quick search for that, and you'll find the video that I have right here. Oh, actually, this is a free one. So if you do different variations of that sort of a search, you'll find some other stuff. So let's just do split test. Yeah, you'll find all the different stuff, and you can see I got pages and pages and pages. And you know, like I said, some of those videos are split test, how to set it up, and you'll see exactly how I do it. It's super easy. Once you do it once, I thought it was hard, then I did it once and it was easy. Oh, I do have one thing for you guys at the end here. If you're leaving, you're gonna miss out on, and it's just something totally brand new that I'm doing. I'm just gonna tell you guys about it. If you want to know more about it, you know, I'll tell you how to contact me. But it's not like I'm pitching you anything or saying here's what you need to do or blah blah blah. Just a cool thing I'm testing that might be of value to you guys. Okay, so Lisa has one of our last questions. All right, so Lisa's asking, is buying prospects from places like Little Ticket to Wealth or using scrapers valuable? Are they considered leads? I would say using scrapers, those are not considered leads. I would say anything that seems easy and like a trick is not going to provide you with a scalable way to grow your business, so I would avoid it. I would stick to tried and true methods like solo advertising, banner advertising, text link advertising, all these sorts of things. And these are scalable. So I would say, yeah, that's probably not the best direction to go. And you probably are thinking to go that direction because it seems easy, right? It seems like, oh, that's such a genius idea. And I'll tell you, more often than not, when I've done that, I've put myself in a place where I just wasted time and money. So do the thing that seems sturdy, hardy, steadfast, not the thing that seems super awesome and cool. Yeah, Alan, no worries, man. No worries. I just want to keep things clean because, like I said, we'll have new people coming into that group that haven't signed up yet. And I just want to keep it clean for people and set a certain expectation for what's in there and how we communicate in the group together. All right, so Joel, let's see what Joel has as a final question. What about ideas about what to offer others in your ad when you haven't had big results yet? I'm promoting a webinar from my team, but I want to test some other ideas. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. So my lead capture page, Joel, says how to make $5,000 per day. Joel saying, I can't say I can make $5,000 per day and show you how to make $5,000 per day. What can be enticing and interesting to a prospect on my landing page that is ethical and is something that I can offer that they'd be highly interested in learning? I totally get it. So, one of the best, highest converting headlines that I've ever found, especially when it comes to network marketing, is how to guarantee you make money in your network marketing business. Free. How to guarantee you make money in your network marketing business using just the internet. You didn't give any specifics. You didn't give any names. You didn't say anything outrageous, but you're making a promise that is going to resonate because most network marketers don't make any money, and they want to. And they want to guarantee they do because they've worked hard. And so therefore, anyone could steal that generic headline and it would convert for them. So you can go in that direction, Joel, and you'll be just absolutely fine. The other thing, Joel, that I would say to you is think about where your prospects are when they're deciding to opt in. Most of them are in the place where they're just deciding to start a business, right? And so their mindset isn't necessarily, how can I make $1 million right now? It'd be great. That's a huge, amazing dream to build towards. But more so, they're looking for positive validation on the fact that they're desiring to start a business, and they're looking for some positive reinforcement to say they're moving in the right direction. So what seems to be like, yeah, I need to say big things to get leads, isn't the case, because they are not looking for big results. They very much want results. So how to get 20 leads per day for absolutely free with your blog, doing nothing but creating a simple blog. 7 tricks to generate 5 leads per day for absolutely free. Okay, things like this, people will opt into all day long. We're not making huge, outrageous claims. So hopefully that gives you some ideas to think in terms of. And here's one point I want to step back and say. I said it in one of our recent Inner Circle trainings that I think will be valuable. Instead of thinking about how can I go out and give people like a crazy, outrageous, here's how to make $1 trillion in a second offer when you're communicating with them, think about where they are emotionally. I did this with a consult, with a student who was doing a consult with me, and I said, we're creating a YouTube video, and I asked him, what are you going to put in your video to bring people to your website to want to opt in? He said, well, I'm running a co-op. I'm going to tell them about my co-op. I have a system. I'm going to tell them about my system, and I'm going to give it to them for free and all this sort of stuff. And I said, that's cool. That will get you some conversions. But what if we do it differently? What if we think about it like this? Where are they emotionally right now? And I went through the same stuff that I'm talking to you guys about. And I led my consult client down this path. I asked him, Joe, when you were thinking about starting a business, really starting a business, take me back to that moment. Tell me the story of why you made that decision. And he told me that, the reason that he started his business, the definitive reason was he remembered coming home from work and seeing how big his daughter had gotten, and how mad he got at himself, and how emotional he got about this because he wasn't around, and he didn't want that to be the way that she grew up, or the way that he had his life with her. And that's what made him decide to start a business and not turn back. Now, my thought is, if you share that with a person as soon as they become your lead, or somewhere in that process, that's much more authentic, and it's going to hit them where they're thinking in a much more authentic way. It's going to have them trust you. It's going to validate and give them positive reinforcement that they're thinking the right things and they're doing the right things. And for that, I think you're going to foster a better relationship. So just an idea that I think could be valuable. All right, so does that make sense, guys? Okay, so yeah, we have a couple questions still going here. Tell me if that makes sense. I can see the last few questions here. All right, Joel said great stuff. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thanks so much. Good, very good. Good. All right, good. All right, now let me go back here. Alan said he changed stuff up. Yeah, Alan, I totally trust you. We'll check that in a minute on the discussion board. But I'm sure you did it awesome. So thank you. We have a question here from Haysynth, and again, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Based on your co-op question, should I have the leads opt in my autoresponder and then do email follow-up for my team? You can absolutely do that, but I think the simplest thing for you to do is to get the leads and then pass them off to your team members via simple emails or something like that. Hey, we just got these 5 leads today. One goes to this guy, one goes to this guy, one goes to this woman, one goes to this woman, etc., etc. And leave it at that at the beginning, because you're not promising them the moon and the stars. You're promising to bring them high quality real-time leads in a way that you're controlling it. Now, you emailing them and bringing them back to a place where they're saying yes, yes, yes again is going to increase the responsiveness of the best of those leads, absolutely. But I wouldn't set that expectation for your team members that you're going to do that until you do it. So set the expectation for them based on the simplest factors. Do the stuff you're thinking about anyway, which is going to give them better than what they expected results. And then the next go around, you can say, here's how we're going to do it even better. And so that gives them another reason to say, hey, I want to be a part of your co-op. Next go. Okay. So that's how I would handle that. Alrighty. So here's the one thing that I'm getting ready to do that some of you guys might be interested in, and then we'll close out. Like I said, as one of the big reasons why I created Solo Ad Secrets, and based on some of the things that are going on online today, is, you know, the internet's changing quickly. What works can go away quickly, and there's always new things that, you know, can be tested but aren't necessarily proven at any particular point. And this becomes a problem for the new marketer because they don't have the ability to scale that someone like myself does and test different things and be able to lose, you know, like say for instance $300, like I said earlier, and it's, you know, it's not a huge deal. It's not fun, but it's opportunity cost, right? It comes with the territory. So what I've been working on in the background is something that I think is kind of revolutionary for our space, something that I've never seen anyone do before. But basically what I'm going to do for people is, let's go to, for instance, my autoresponder. Here's what it looks like today. Low day yesterday, not much going on, but today, decent day. We had one little newsletter ad go out I told you about. What I'm going to do is I've created a special system that took me a while to figure out and get correct, that I'm to the point where I'm ready to start testing. And what this system is going to do is when each of these leads comes into my own autoresponder, I'm going to also share that lead with 2 or 3 other people. So in other words, if you wanted to try and test this out with me, and I'll have it, and I'm going to start testing it tomorrow, what it would mean is leads going directly into your autoresponder from my advertising ventures. I get the lead here, and then you also get the lead, and then either 1 or 2 other people get the lead too. So at the end of the day, reduces your lead cost and helps you build your lead base on a stable platform from the same exact sources that I'm getting my leads from. So the way I'm going to work this is, I haven't figured out the exact lead size packages that I'm going to do yet, but what I'm going to do for people that are interested and want to, you know, kind of play through this with me until I make it mainstream and I've got all the kinks worked out, is I'll give you guys leads for $1.50 per lead, and we'll hook it up and it'll go into your autoresponder. You'll start building a list based off of the same leads that I'm building my list on. And this will be something that will become a service that I'm offering to my customers and members. So yeah, if you guys want to take part in that and get leads directly into your own autoresponder from like these exact same leads that I'm getting, then let me know, private message style on Facebook. And the range I'm thinking is $1.50 per lead. And the packages, I mean, I'm thinking on the low end, probably 300 leads on the low end and maybe up to 1,000 leads on the high end. But still figuring that stuff out. So the math I'll have for you later. But yeah, a way to get scalable leads based on sort of the successes and the experience base of a guy like me sharing in that success for your own business. The only caveat is this: building out this software, which was not simple. It seemed simple, but it was not simple. We had to choose a specific autoresponder provider because you can't just do this. I can't opt leads into my list and then your list if you're using Aweber or if you're using iContact. So I had to find a special partner to do this with, and what we're using is a website called GVO Responder, who I have a great relationship with the owner of that business, a guy named Joel. And so that's the autoresponder that we would set up and deliver leads to you. No double opt-in, just pure leads into your database on a daily basis as they come in real time for me. So I'm excited about this idea. I think it's going to really help a lot of people's businesses become stronger. You know, I think it's just something that's necessary and can help a lot of people. So if you want to play out with it, let me know on Facebook, private message style, and I'll take a few partners. I'll let a few other people know about this tomorrow once I have all the pieces in place. They're almost done. I did a meeting on it today, but they should be ready tomorrow, and we'll talk about it. Now, here's what I also want to ask you guys just before I let you go. What do you think about that idea? Is that something that you would be interested in? Because I just want to get a general feel. I went off my own intuitive nature in terms of creating this and thinking that, you know, I really think our industry needs this now. Kimberly says yes. Okay. Lisa says yes. Alan says, I already sent you some private info. Okay, cool. Cool. Great idea. Rich is down. Thomas is down. James, Rob, Hole is down. Yeah, Jerry says he's down. He's already with GVO. Cool. So you would use your own GVO account. Cool. All right, very good. So looks like we've got 20 people still here, and about half of those people have said this is something that would help them in their business. So it's good. It means I'm moving in the right direction. So that's my exciting news. This has been recorded. I will pull this down, edit it up, and make it available for you guys as soon as I possibly can. Other than that, like I said, if you want me to give you a copy of AdTrack Z to use as your own for free, and it works just like HyperTracker, it just works on your own hosting account, let me know. All I ask that you do is shoot me a video saying that you love me and I am the coolest person in the world, and that Solo Ad Secrets is the best product and training on newsletter marketing that you ever found in the world, and then I'll give you this free tracking software tool. So YouTube video is the best format, and just let me know. Okay, guys? So, guys, thanks so much. Hopefully this has been a great surprise and has been worthwhile to you in terms of your time. I always like to kind of go with the flow. I didn't have an agenda. I went totally off what you guys threw at me, and hopefully I answered your questions transparently in the way that you needed them answered, and it was worth it to you. So always my pleasure, always a ton of fun doing this, and yeah, that's